Welcome to Wargroove! This is the second match of the finals of the first World Qualifiers for Wargroove 2. The reigning world champion Saykoya is competing against up-and-comer not Triple Nine. I call them Triple Nine. RPG Master 999, Derek 999. They always have 999 in their name. These two players have dominated this first open qualifier, and they are competing for top seed in the world tournament. Triple Nine is playing Koji. Koji is a very unusual commander. Koji has a very slow superpower, right? Koji's groove is very slow, but once Koji gets it, it is the highest single target damage dealing superpower in the game. It has incredible game-ending potential, and also some really crazy ways to interact with your opponent's army. If you have 300 IQ, that is. Meanwhile, Saykoya is playing Greenfinger. Greenfinger is widely considered to be one of the best commanders that people don't ban. Greenfinger puts immovable, vaguely movable, unable to attack objects onto the map. Basically walls, blockers. But if you're very clever, these can be positionally amazing. And Greenfinger's ultimate, their superpower, can have the vines damage things every time they move in sort of a small kind of bursty area. Greenfinger is really, really good. Koji is really, really dangerous. Let's see who wins in this incredible match. And I will be joined by co-commentator Mastro just as soon as they get back from wherever they are.
Hey, right on time, right?
Perfect! Couldn't have planned it.
Has the game started?
The game has started. The code is in the broadcasting channel.
Okay, I see. Might be better if you stream to me on Discord, if that's possible.
Nah, I can't. My computer will crash. You just grab the code.
Okay, I think my computer will barely be able to handle it, but it will happen. No, just it can handle Wargroove and the call open.
All right. So if we're taking a look at the map, both players have gone for very identical openings. This is a little bit different than if you saw this on my channel. I mentioned this a lot. A match where both players did this opening, but one player failed to capture the village and messed up their heal times. Both players have done this correctly. They've successfully healed their commander, and they're able to flip this village. You can see that Saykoya is going to do the same thing on their turn. No, wait, they can't! Surprise! Surprise! RPG Master moved their sword up into this forest tile, attacking this sword here. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult for Saykoya to flip this village, but it's still possible. It's still possible. I actually don't know if that was worth doing or not. But very aggressive, an attempt to create like an early difference between their openings. I like that.
Well, since Greenfinger got healed full, he will be able to dig up that village next turn. So that's just a free sword for like some tempo, right?
Right.
I like the sword. I like grabbing that sword. Also, does Derek get yoinked anyway here? It looks like he gets yoinked anyway. If Saykoya's sword...
Well, could you describe what you're talking about? Which village do you mean?
Oh, the sword that just captured. You see this? It will then yoink through the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't stop that. So because Derek... I guess this is.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean on the right. This sword of Saykoya's is going to steal Derek's village. Right.
Yeah, he should have sent his first or second sword to prevent a yoink. Usually we do second sword.
Mm-hmm.
Some new prep that I did, but has some other flaws, as you saw in my Derek game. Whoever saw that, prevents it with the first sword, and then yoink becomes completely impossible. But here Derek sent third sword there, so even though Saykoya didn't go for the yoink early, it'll still happen for free base.
So because of the order of the sword builds, Saykoya is going to be able to steal one of Derek's villages.
Yeah, but I guess it's the same on the other side too, so it's fine.
Well, I don't know. On the other side, Saykoya is in range to capture this village, but their sword could take some damage for it.
Yeah, and this village will become Derek's soon, right?
But this is big. Even though Derek is going to lose a village, and even though they sacrificed a sword, they were able to take down the fortified village worth 200 gold with their commander. And because
Oh
Saykoya
no.
was delayed one turn in this
Oh
rotation of
no.
village takedowns, Saykoya won't be able to imitate that.
Oh no, Derek's dead.
You think
The
Derek's dead
maid,
here?
the maid is not in range to stop the harpy from trapping Koji. Swords are not in range to clear a sword. Saykoya doesn't have many units, but does have money to buy like he doesn't have money to buy anything. So maybe just harpy and CO won't be enough. But Derek can be trapped right there.
I don't think so. But we'll take a look in just a moment.
There's not enough to kill him. Actually, Saykoya doesn't have any. Okay, he doesn't go for it. He
Yeah,
doesn't go.
Saykoya's not going to go for it. It's not a trap. There are too many ways out.
I mean, well, he does get a free hit though, I guess.
All right, we see the Harpies coming in, doing some good damage on Koji, kind of punishing that a little. Saykoya grabs the fortified village. And this is the reason it wouldn't work. Even if Saykoya surrounded Koji, Koji wouldn't really be in danger of dying immediately. Koji could knock down the village again. Koji could have run through the village to try to
Yeah,
get
there were
out.
no big units.
Yeah,
Usually there is an early knight somewhere, but Sequoia has gone for an early wagon and an early pike, which cannot like get in range of Koji and
right.
threaten him. I've played a lot of games after, especially after losing to Derek on this map, and a, a common theme is like SCO goes for the fortified, and it's a question of whether they get trapped. And if they get trapped that turn, they get killed because there is a knight somewhere. A crit is set up, CO comes to
Hmm.
help, but there was no knight this time. So even though there could have been like some kind of white trap, there probably was no kill. So
Yeah,
I got baited by my own experience, which didn't apply to this.
right. Yeah, the problem was I think Koji could have walked through the village and out and around and could have escaped that way. But yeah, you're right. If there was a knight, that would have been pretty scary. Also, just taking a look at the economy, it looks pretty even. Saykoya's way up on unit count. But Derek has had several turns of superior economy from knocking down the fortified villages.
He got just one hit on it, right? But that's already 200 gold, I guess. Mm.
Yeah, and Derek
Mm.
was also ahead on this village in the corner, just because Saykoya chose to kill the sword instead of attacking it.
I guess, yeah.
So Saykoya has more units, Derek has more money. And this is already sounding a lot like the last game we saw the other day.
Yeah, let me check the bans. I haven't seen them yet. So, Saykoya has banned Valder, Vesper, and Wolfar.
Yeah, we talked about that on stream. Both players banned the same players, so nobody wanted those three on this map.
Oh, Derek, okay. Also Valder, Vesper. Okay. So, neither player going Caesar,
Mhm.
although open for both players. Saykoya saying that Caesar isn't that good on this map. I disagree, but I lost. So
No,
I'm
I've
dumb.
played Caesar on this map. The problem is, if you look at the commanders, they don't have a lot of units near them, and Caesar doesn't like to be in that situation. This is an awkward map for Caesar. If you can't get to the late game with a good deal of confidence, the Caesar just kind of falls apart.
Well, the point is that after the opening, the map leads to some kind of stabilization. If well, as long as somebody doesn't instantly win, right?
You're right.
And after you stabilize, it's very easy to like keep the pace and just have nothing happen forever. So like Caesar needs to survive less turns here than in other maps. Though those turns might be a bit harder. The opening on this map is hard for Caesar to survive, but after
Right.
he survives like the opening and a bit later, he basically wins the game.
But that's the problem right there, when you're playing at this level, goodness, you know this. Picking reliable openers is really powerful because if you mess up the opening, your opponent can just kind of run over you.
And I guess neither player has like perfect opening prep at this point for this map.
Well, I think that they both did about the same opening. Saykoya might have allowed the attack on the fortified. I think that was a bit of a mistake, allowing that attack on the fortified village.
I don't think what they did was right, but I'm not sure. Like my opening on the map isn't complete. Uh, So I can't be sure. And if I'm not sure, then nobody can be sure, right? Certainly.
Wow, okay, okay.
Yeah.
If Mastro doesn't know, nobody knows.
I mean, I don't know. I was talking about it with Math, and he was like, "That's the right opening," and he showed me the right opening, and I didn't understand, and I wasn't sure he understood. And like, if I don't understand, and Math doesn't understand, and it's like, does Seikoya understand? Maybe.
Well, Saykoya is the world champion, and Derek is currently dominating this qualifier. But oh, we missed this. But Saykoya's harpy snuck in and knocked down the lumber mill. I didn't see that, but that was awesome.
That's a nice second swing. Okay, knight hitting Sion.
It's
Another
not a
knight sets up the
crit,
crit.
yeah.
Well, another knight sets up the crit to stop Sio from punishing, but like the hit itself wasn't even worth it. I guess
Yeah.
it's a tempo play to drive Sio away and like keep that village, maybe?
Yeah, I
That
think
could
so.
be good. Ooh. I don't know about that.
The deep sword.
Hitting. Yeah, it looks dead, right? Looks super dead. When you do those deep moves, like you need to support them,
Hmm.
usually. But you can never support it, it's too deep. Well, you need to support it with a lot of units so you can't get punished in the short term, and then all your units retreat together or something like that. But
Wait,
you
wait, wait,
weren't
wait, wait.
able.
Actually, this is good. This is good. Look, because the seven sword here was able to catch this village, bringing it to 34. In one turn, that village will be at 44. A sword can't decap it. So this sword could recapture the corner village or decapture this bottom village. It's overloaded.
Well, it doesn't need to recapture the corner village right now. It can decap now and then. Oh no, but if it decaps now, it can get kind of stuck there, decap in every turn, and until you get new units there to help it out,
Right.
which might never happen.
The combination of the two swords doing this at once, it's like overloading a piece in chess. It's making Saykoya lose economy no matter what they do. It's gonna sack the
But you're
sword, don't
losing
get
the
me wrong,
sword,
but it's
yeah.
brilliant.
Also, you can just accept that 34 village was gonna be Derek's. Oh no, he decaps it. Yeah. Okay. The other sword comes to support. Yeah. With one more sword, and if the pikes also come to support, no, the pikes go center.
Yeah, the pikes have to go
I
center because Koji's pushing center, and that fortified village is gonna get knocked again if Saykoya doesn't do something. We have
mm,
multiple knights running up the center. Saykoya had to put the pikes in the center. So these two swords are doing eco damage to Saykoya more than they're worth. And they're distracting two swords and a dog. Even if Triple Nine loses all the swords, Saykoya is still at a big loss for this play.
I'm not sure about that. I think it's a minor Rico harass. It's not like bad, but I think Sequoia comes out on top. I'm not a fan of like these harassing strategies that end up costing you units.
I know it's not your style, and I know it's not Saykoya's style, but it's cool to see it done well. And I guess this game will kind of show us whether or not Saykoya's style of preserving units or Derek's style of sacking units for eco will give each player a lead, whether or not it was worth it. Like, let's watch the game. Let's see if it's worth it, or if you're right and Derek's just throwing away long-term value.
I mean, I also think that Derek is building like good units. I like 3 knights. Well, no, screw that. She built an archer. I take that back. Maybe it's useful against the pikes, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Archers are great against pikes, especially if you have knights, because then you can kind of do archer knight too.
it feels like it's a bit early. Anyway, and the wagon also feels like it's a bit early from like both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm. How close are they to Groove? Saykoya has tier 1. Derek doesn't have tier 1.
Yeah, Koji is a little slower than Greenfinger, so Koji's gonna have to get to 200 charge to get tier 1. And even then... Oh! Saykoya does not have anywhere near enough anti-air to deal with the Koji bombs right now.
Yeah. I guess Harpy counts. Doesn't Harpy kill a bomb now?
Well, Harpy does. Harpy will kill a tier 1 bomb. The problem
Yeah.
is one Harpy being the only anti-air you have to kill one bomb is not great. It means Koji can
Yeah,
guarantee
yeah.
one bomb lives if they want a wall.
I agree. I agree. I'm just saying, like, since Harpies can be like effective anti-air for the bombs, that makes Koji a lot worse because it doesn't mean you need to build like two extra mages for him or maybe
Mm-hmm.
more because you don't know exactly where the bomb should go. So you might need like if Harpies didn't do the trick, you might need like what three extra mages, and at
Right.
that point your army becomes way too squishy, and that would be a big disadvantage. But if you can do like a mage and a Harpy extra, I mean those are fine units. It's like doesn't make your comp skew too heavy towards mages. It doesn't. It also helps your unit count a bit, I guess, since you've built Harpy.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
doesn't
You're
screw
right.
with your compass much. That's what I'm saying. And Saykoya likes harpies anyway, so I'm expecting another harpy probably soon, and maybe one more mage around Koji's side. In one of the following turns to deal with the bomb.
This is the end of 999's turn, but they're 500 gold up. Yet the unit count looks about even. Well, they didn't build yet. So, what this means is the two players are very close on unit count, but RPG Master 999 has a dominating eco lead. And look,
Mm.
these villages have been captured again. Can Saykoya knock them down? Maybe? If Saykoya recaptures the 3 village, right? And let me scroll back up. This one over here. Koji can kill one of the swords that did it. Regain
Well, I
unit
think
count, threaten the village again. Saykoya's probably going to use the dog and the sword to flip this one and just run away from Koji, which means because of all this, RPG Master gets to hold on to one of Saykoya's villages while defending their own and pushing up the right side with knights.
I think you can dig up the 34 village with a new sword, while the old sword goes to the mountain to cap the 6 village, right?
That's true. That's true. That does look pretty good.
Though your new sword might then be a
Whoa.
bit out of position. Okay, I guess that knight is dying to the harpy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting though, dumping tier 1 Greenfinger Groove just to let a harpy hit a knight and just to flip a village. Saykoya is really determined to fight in this corner, which is the worst place in the map to fight. You're next to your opponent's barracks and tower. You're in their territory. You're not threatening the fortified village. You're not threatening the stronghold.
Everything you said is true, but now that vines are down, I don't think Derek can fight this anymore. Okay, Segoya does what I thought he'd do.
Yep.
I mean, how does Egon look? Okay. Yeah, now it looks pretty even, but unit count is not even. That said, I mean, Segoya just placed down vines.
Right. 5 of those
And
unit counts don't quite count, but they will be units for the next 3 turns or so.
yeah, they count, they're just like not the same, right? They're not.
Wow, those pikes backing up this position, kind of preventing the knights from just like going around. The mage. I love Saykoya's mage positioning. Saykoya has some of the best mage positioning out of any player. Look at that mage. It covers everything. It covers everywhere that harpy could go. 1, 2, 3, even the balloon. Yeah, everything the harpy could possibly attack is covered by that mage. And it's completely untouchable.
I like putting fragile and effective units, such as maids, knights, dragons, behind the villages. It feels so nice. Because their movement is basically uncompromised and they cannot be hit unless some gigantic break all around occurs because you can't hit them from the tile where the village is. And I don't think anything nothing can hit it from the mountain tile either, even if you could somehow get there.
The knight just suicided into this village, didn't want to give Saykoya the groove of attacking it.
Yep. Oh, and that sword is not long for this world. It did some damage, I guess. Now, a funny thing about Greenfinger, which was true in Wargroove 1, and it might be true in Wargroove 2, might be even more true, is that like he places vines and he gets like some tempo from the vine, so he gets to hit more stuff, and then he gets groove again. It's a funny snowball he can do.
Yeah, that's one of the things that makes Greenfinger one of the best commanders right now. Because, well, we're seeing it. Greenfinger already has 44 groove charge. Koji doesn't even have tier 1 yet. You know? And yeah, Koji's a little slower. But even so, the fact that you can place down vines and use those vines to get groove charge you would not have otherwise gotten is just so big. That sword suicides too. And the unit count lead is growing and growing in favor of Saykoya, proving your earlier point, Mastro, that sacrificing those swords wasn't worth it in the long run. I think it would have been worth it if Saykoya couldn't have made these really solid plays in the corner. I would have run away from this corner, personally, and then Derek would be in the lead. But because Saykoya was able to win this corner fight and take down their territory so neatly, and Derek couldn't really do anything with their commander on the left side, it turned out being amazing for Saykoya. Like you said, Derek lost too many units.
Yeah, and it's the story of this set, I guess. Derek really values Egon, and Egon is nice, but like at the end of the day, unit count is the most important metric to say.
You might be convincing me. I mean, this is pretty persuasive in favor of unit count. Derek's sword attack was really cool, really clever, got them a lot of eco, but it's falling apart in favor of Saykoya's sheer numbers and just good attacking tactics.
Ooh, Golem. Okay, now Saykoya needs to buy something to deal with it. And he doesn't have the money right now.
The economy is pretty even, but you're right, Saykoya would have to do a little bit of saving to get that golem. Or redeem one forest and miss a build, but Saykoya's not going to do that.
Yeah, and that 97 looks really annoying right now.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, the lumber mill allows you to redeem forests in favor of gold, kind of like, you know, you sell the lumber. The problem is, if you only redeem one, you only get 50 gold for it, where it's worth a lot more if you can redeem
Wait, no,
multiple.
you get 100. 100.
No, 50. If you only redeem one, you only get 50.
No, it's 100. You can never get less than 100. It's at worst a normal village. Haven't you played maps with lumber mills that only
Yes,
have
I'm telling you, it's 50. All right, we're gonna have to check this after the game because I'm convinced it's
not
50.
It's not 50.
It's 50. I'm telling you.
It's
Unless they changed it.
No, then
it's 100.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, it's 100. Everybody knows. Get fact checked.
What?
Yeah, it's 100.
Was that changed at some point? Clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about. If Wargoobly says it, it must be true.
Okay, so the first forest is 100, and its additional forest you get on the same turn is 150.
Huh.
So he's missing 50 by cutting. Oh, not exactly 50, but like, he's missing the 50 that could possibly. Not exactly. He's missing the 25 that could be there if he cuts it on its own. Because there are two in the lumber mill, so if you cut them together, it's 250. So it's one is effectively 125. Anyway, he's missing his 25 from this tree if he cuts it right now. So he won't.
Gotcha.
And he will instead save money to get something big next turn. A golem or a dragon, that's what I'm guessing, because he needs some way to deal with this golem.
Right.
And the golem idea is really nice because those vines can do a lot when your army can fight. But when there's a golem on the other side and you don't really have anything to fight against it, it feels like those vines don't do as much. I guess your Sio can fight against it. But like imagine if there was a dragon, then that golem tries to walk up, dragon kills it, vines block, dragon doesn't even get touched.
Yeah.
And it's like, feels disgusting to play against Greenfinger with a dragon.
Alright, so Saykoya's front switching away from the golem. Like you said, that's a pretty big threat. But Saykoya did what they came to do. They grabbed the villages. They're using the vines just to hold on to the villages a little longer. Very smart. And now they're kind of attacking this weaker left side.
Ooh, Derek cuts immediately. Another golem? That was a single tree he cut, right? So he's sacrificing a bit of value for the sake of tempo. Which I think is correct. Like 25 gold isn't that's best.
You see an archer crit on the knight. That was a good punish, but it means the archer is standing right there. Can Derek defend it?
I think you just put Sio in front, right? Sio caps the village. Well, you kind of have to now. Oh, wait. Can that dog reach from above?
Yeah, the dog can reach from the left side, so if the village gets decapped, the dog could reach from there. From above, 1, 2, 3, 4,
No.
5. No, nothing can reach from above.
Okay. So you don't need to cover the archer that much, right? Just from the right with Koji, yeah. And covering from below shouldn't be hard. Okay, so the archer is fine. I don't know about knight healing that village. Saykoya, it took so much damage for it.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
not
that's over 300 damage just to deal 100 damage.
And against Derek, because he's playing such a value-centric game, you need to be careful and not make those mistakes. Like falling 200 in value for nothing feels kind of bad when the guy is setting units to get ahead in value, because then he gets like maybe another extra golem on you when you're busy healing that knight. And even if your up unit count and should be winning, it's gonna feel weird to play against +2 golems or something.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't matter how many extra swords you have if the entire army composition is made of golems.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, I guess it does. Technically, you're gonna still win, right? Because you need a single dragon. A single dragon kills infinite golems with the help of like lots and lots and lots of swords, right? Because you block it. Which is why unit count is the most important metric, but still, you're not always gonna be able to block easily. You're gonna lose some units to the golems if you fall behind value. And then you can lose your lead with like a few simple mistakes you might overlook, especially if you're trying to play as fast as Saykoya plays.
Yeah.
And your unit count lead can go away, and then you're just down value and losing the game.
And this is the surprising thing for me. Derek 999 is very fast, but is still slower than Saykoya. Just how fast is Saykoya?
Very few players are that fast. There are faster players than Saykoya, right? Like Sedshan, Stargen.
Okay, but
yeah,
they don't play that fast with this level of accuracy. So I mean, like, yeah, Sedchun is very fast. Stargen is very fast. You're right. But they don't play with Saykoya's level of accuracy. Like, Saykoya plays this fast and doesn't make mistakes.
I mean, he does, but, like, not many, and they're not too important. Usually they're never game-losing blunders, which, judging by how fast he plays, like, you would expect him to make a lot of game-losing blunders, like, every few turns. Nope. He only makes minor mistakes.
Right, like the knight
and
thing.
Few of them too.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, other people, drop lethals left and right, drop half their army, drop HQ if they try to play that fast. Or, you can have me, and I space out after playing that fast for like a few turns, and then I'm like, wait, where did 10 minutes go?
Oh, we see Saykoya got a golem of their own. Getting ready for that golem fight. A mage. Good stuff.
So I guess we're gonna see some kind of stabilization, but a dynamic stabilization. The golem will slowly drive Saykoya out of the corner and recapture those villages, and then Saykoya will try to do the same with his golem, drive Koji out, and then take back those villages, and then the map will split differently. Basically, the villages will take chance. We'll stabilize for a few turns that way, I think, and then we might see the same dance happening. Those villages, those two contested villages per side, flipping owners a few times.
Mm-hmm.
This is usually how the map works. I'm calling it the dance now.
Yes, the dance. I like that.
Because at some point when both players are playing like some level of accuracy, which is like pretty good but not perfect. Perfect, you would find the most minor mistake and maybe attack. From one side, I guess perfect and imperfect from the other. Or perfect from both sides would be, I guess, nobody fights ever. But like when both are very accurate but neither can fight the minor flaws in the other, it effectively works out like how the perfect games would go, in that like nobody ever attacks.
No,
Or
you're
at
right.
least
Like, I've noticed this lately when I'm playing high level games with people. It's like a dance. You push on your strong side until you get too close to the barracks. Then both players have to back up at the same time and kind of twirl around the stage in the opposite direction, and then you push on the
yeah.
other side.
Basically, as long as nobody blunders attacks, you have to go where their army isn't, because you can't attack their army, they can't attack your army. They move a lot of units in one place, so now they can attack your army. So your army now needs to go back so as to not blunder attacks. But now, because they moved units away from the other side necessarily to do that, you go to the other side. And back and forth. And if you get to this state, if you survive till here with Caesar, you win. Because you do this dance for a few turns, and suddenly each side has like 50 units and infinite groove just because of the village split. And now you're gonna be like, okay, now I don't know, push to HQ or just push anywhere. And I press tier 2 and everything dies and I win the game. That was my idea. That's why I've been saying Caesar is like amazing on this map, because you get to this state so easily.
I'll
And yet
believe
when I
it when I
tried
see
it,
it. I'll believe it when I see it.
yeah, I was theorizing this, and by looking at non-Caesar games, it looks true. But then when you play Caesar, the other guy is like, well, that guy's Caesar, he's gonna do that, and they super push advantage, and you make some mistake, and then you get pummeled before you ever get to this state.
And
But
that's
in
why
perfect
Greenfinger's
play,
so good. Because look, Saykoya already has 67 groove charge, right? The
yeah.
vines continue to add value. They're stopping our RPG master from advancing in this position.
That said, Saykoya doesn't have a very big advantage from the vines. Was it hit on the Harpy free?
Um,
Yeah, that's another minor value loss.
you're right. Yeah, that looks like a mistake. Saykoya, we were just praising your accuracy. How could you do this?
I was saying he makes mistakes,
Yeah,
but like, whatever, 3 health and a Harpy, right? Who cares?
yeah.
Saykoya is like, whatever. The guy has given me a bunch of free dudes.
So you were saying the vines didn't give Saykoya an advantage, but that's not true. Saykoya has +5 unit count and
And yeah,
relatively equal eco.
I think he had around +5 unit count before. But his eco was behind, I guess. Vine's equalized econ. He might have not reached this state of like stabilization. Or
Right.
he might have needed to lose his real units to reach this state of stabilization. So now he has like, he gets to keep his 5 extra units. They're real. They're not, he didn't have to maybe cast them in to retain the, not to retain, to stabilize the eco.
Yeah, and that was the advantage. That was the advantage. Position and
But I'm
unit count.
saying like Sekoya isn't winning at this point, right? Because of the
Right.
vines. He's
Right.
not in a crashing position or anything. So we're still in this. He has an advantage, but it's still around equality. No, neither player is like straight up winning. And now Koji is getting bombs, and he might be able to make a big play with the bombs. I guess he can't go for lethal since yours are way too far away from each other. But he could, I don't know, kill a golem, make blocking plays. Actually, not sure. Like tier 1 suddenly seems underwhelming without lethal threat.
Well, it
Now he
is.
had,
That's Koji's weakness. Koji's tier 1 groove can do two things, and only two things. It can wall really well by suddenly giving you +2 air units, which is nothing to sneeze at. And it can do a lot of single target damage to win conditions very early on. Because Wolfar exists, it does seem a little bit underwhelming. You really play Koji for the tier 2 groove.
I mean, tier 1 has nice littles too. But you'd like to be in range of the enemy zero, and the way this game state looks, probably won't happen.
Not to mention, Saykoya has multiple archers, so if Koji ever does try to use the bombs as walls, it won't work out.
And right as you say that, another archer. Wow. Oh wait, did you say it after the archer?
Yes, I saw the archer and then commented on the archer.
Oh, it is. So I'm like half a second behind you or something.
I'm,
The
I mean, I'm
moment you say
psychic.
it,
I predicted it. I am such a good commentator.
now I'm noticing there was no other archers, so you must have said it after
Yeah,
because there weren't multiple archers before, yeah. But to me, it felt like that. Like you say it, and immediately after you say it, the archer pops up on my screen. What?
Oh no, you've discovered my secret.
Exactly.
But yeah, like Koji is a very popular commander, but I haven't played much Koji. Weirdly enough, Saykoya has played a lot of Koji. Saykoya likes Koji, but
Really?
like
Haven't seen him play Koji.
you haven't seen Saykoya play Koji?
Yeah, I don't think I have. Well, he's played every show, but I haven't seen him play Koji like especially much, right?
Oh, Saykoya's Koji is so good. So what Saykoya does is they fight non-stop, get tier 2 groove, and then just plant their army in the center of the map. And if you advance, you lose your commander. If you don't advance, you lose your HQ. Saykoya's Koji is so scary.
Interesting. I guess we'll see it eventually. But this game with Koji open, he opted for Greenfinger instead, which I think is a slightly stronger pick. But I think they're pretty close. Which is a new opinion. Before we thought like Koji was much worse than Greenfinger, but then Spaceman started saying Koji is amazing actually. And I kinda believe him now. Well, not fully. I still think he overrates Koji because it's his favorite show. But I think Koji can fight with the really strong guys, even though he's slightly worse. Like, not the top tiers, but like the very high tiers, like Greenfinger, Twins, maybe Wolfar. Wolfar is in a bit of a limbo. Like, practically his top tier. Theoretically, I think he's slightly bit below.
Like, if we look at the map right now, 999 is trying to take back this right side, and they're both kind of fighting for. The archer could have crit the knight, but stepped back. So, a little bit afraid of all these dogs just swarming it, right? They're sort of edging for these, like, kind of corner villages here.
But yeah, we're probably gonna see the dance. I don't think they're gonna fight. Unless somebody blunders, of course. Or somebody thinks the other guy blundered and goes in, but that ends up being false, and then the guy who went in blundered. That second guy, the guy going in, will probably not be Saykoya. I don't think Saykoya will go in unless he's like 1000% sure that Derek has blundered.
Whoa, there's the legendary trade.
And yeah, Saykoya is like, we take those. I think that balloon was important right now. If it's gonna be a dance game state and you want your bike to participate, I guess there's a wagon. You want this for your archers, though.
It wasn't a bad time to do that. Well, we talk about this a lot because a mage and a balloon are worth about the same, but having a mage around is often better than having a balloon around. So usually you want to not make this trade, according to Saykoya, according to some people. I like making
According to
this trade.
Saykoya, you never make this trade, or almost never. But I think if you ever make this trade, that's one of the situations. I think it's reasonable to make it now. But I think Derek always makes it though. I don't think he thought about the game state and said, "Oh, it's gonna be such and such game state, and
Right.
therefore the pikes are gonna be crippled if I take away their balloon." Nah, I think he always does it, or almost always. Okay, here comes another mage.
Yeah, replacing the one you lost.
Okay, so that's okay, 4 living mages and 1 basically dead mage. That's a lot of mages. I guess he's expecting
Nope.
another balloon.
Saykoya's going in.
Did Derek overstay?
It's hard to say. This is one of those attacks where you have the ability to hit your entire opponent's front wall, but you can't kill any of it. So if you don't back it up, it's fake damage because your opponent just heals this, kills your units, and then you lost unit count for no reason. But if you can back it up, it's really good.
But the question is like, can Derek fight there at all? Like, for example, if Derek just retreats now, he's just down a tiny bit of value. It's not that important, right? But if Derek fights into this and he's wrong, he loses the game immediately.
Right.
But he has Coach Groove, so he might just be able to fight this, and then Saykoya might lose. But yeah, if Derek chooses to retreat here, we probably enter into a dance game state. Oh, but that knight seems a little bit. Saykoya's knight looks like it can be picked off, and then you can support whatever picked off the knight, and just kinda retreat. Protect your units in a big ball. I don't think Saykoya can continue attacking, and then maybe you can retreat and be up value as Derek. Not sure about that, but if it's possible, then it's what you should do.
Yeah.
I don't think you should full attack. Well, I'm leaving the tactics to the players.
I'm
I think
honestly not
they're
sure what the right thing to do here is. Saykoya has definitely asked a very pressing question. Can you contest me? And, like, I don't know what I would do here. I'd probably kill the knight and then back off. If it were me. I'd just use the archer and Koji to pick off the knight, run my units back, heal them, not fight that. There's too many dudes. But I
Can you
could
just go to there?
You could. I mean, you could literally just run up to the dogs, kill the front line of dogs.
No, wait. I'm saying for the knight. Wasn't that what you were saying?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
just,
Archer and Koji to kill the knight.
yeah, but that's in a knight crit range and close to archer, golem, a lot of dogs that are not full health, right?
You're right. You're right. The knight is backing up the other knight. Maybe that's a trap. Maybe
And
Sequoia
also
wants him to do
dogs,
that.
right? 8 and 9 health dogs. 2 archers, golem. You might die if you pick up the knight with Koji, but if you pick it up with something else, that might die. So what do you do? Maybe golem can stand there? Wait. Yeah, and the archers and the mages make it so that it's really hard to block even with like spiral bombs.
Yeah. And that was the point of the double archers. They kind of shut down your tier 1 groove.
Double archers, double maids, and also harpy. Like maybe you can make some blocks on the left side, I guess, with bombs. But towards the right side of this fight of your wall, you're gonna have trouble blocking with
Psych-
anything really.
Sequoia did a really amazing job of timing that well. Like I was saying before, there were no anti-air units. There was nothing that could deal with Koji bombs. Then as soon as Koji gets groove, suddenly there's 5 things that can deal with Koji bombs in one spot.
And Saykoya's composition looks like a Saykoya composition. Like, for me, it would feel really weird to suddenly build two archers and like two harpies. I didn't usually build those units. But Saykoya kind of plays this way with this slow, like, archer pike transport stuff. Okay, so he's staying to fight. Derek is staying to fight. But yeah, I was saying, Saykoya tends to favor compositions that can, like, have those units that you need to fight Koji.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas different styles of compositions can't easily make space or money. Those units won't fit in with. Okay, so maybe because of all that lethal threat on the Night Square, it could be better to fight there using the village and the mountain as like a natural choke point.
Yeah, I mean, you
Because, for
don't have to
example,
stand next to the knight and finish it off. You could just leave it like that.
I mean, you can finish it off with something, but like just hold the position there instead of falling behind. And
Mm-hmm.
that might be a more stable position. Usually, retreating means a more stable position. But in this case, retreating looks like it doesn't give you a stable position, and staying there might.
Well, the problem is the
Oh,
dogs. Because Sequoia attacked with 4 dogs, if you ignore them and try to guard with swords, or mages, or archers, you'll get eaten up. So you gotta block the dogs.
Koji, yeah, he can't really be killed there. Mm, yeah, no real threat on Koji actually, right? Maybe his army is vulnerable though.
Yeah, there's no threat on Koji, because you can't get to the right of Koji, you can't get below Koji. Even if you could get to the left of Koji, it wouldn't matter that much. The worst is a golem to the face, that's about it. And an archer hit. Something on the left. But Koji's fine. Koji's fine.
And he can't really get to his golem either.
Yeah. Yeah, the most you could do is 7 sword suicide, heal the dog, then suicide that too. Um, Clear the forest with. And that's another thing. I don't even know what you could clear the forest with, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about lethal anymore. I'm thinking about like army attacks. Do you even have an army attack? Actually, Derek played this pretty well.
Yeah, Derek did this really well. I wouldn't have been able to find something this good.
I think Saykoya expected him to retreat, and had he like half retreated, I think Saykoya would have been able to get a lot of value out of this because the half retreat didn't work tactically, even though like strategically it seemed like the move. So probably Saykoya, who doesn't really think tactics to play fast, he thinks strategy mostly. So he saw that the strategy that seemed good fails for his opponent, but then the strategy that sounds riskier turns out to work tactically, and Derek finds it. So he's actually able to just stand there and pick up some value and units.
It's really the
And
subtle decisions that made this good. Realizing there is nothing that can stand on this mountain to threaten the golem, so it's totally fine to put the golem here, and you're shoring up the village. Realizing, okay, this sword can go down, but it takes so much to dedicate to killing the archer, and I can retaliate with Golem Koji. Realizing you can take 2 dogs, damage 1 dog, and you've crippled the attack on your weakening units. There's no way for Koji to die. Realizing, okay, I can take this knight out, even if I get knight crit by this, it's okay, because I can counter with this and this. Just like every single small positional change let Derek win an otherwise losing fight.
by the way, what about the harpy buffs? Are they enough to make a kill on that sword possible on the other side with harpy crit? Does harpy crit kill a sword on planes?
No.
Or is it still no, still not a thing? Damn. Harp is still bad. I don't know, I feel like Harp crit should kill the sword. Like it
Well, it
shouldn't
would
kill
on road.
anything
It would
else.
on road.
Ah, road. Come on. Buff Harp crits, dude.
No, harpies are already too strong.
They're not too strong. They're fine right now, but their crits are underpowered. They're already like weirdly hard to get. Like, compare them to knights. Knights are still better.
And the vines
Okay.
are gone. But Greenfinger almost has enough groove for more vines. Whoa, Saykoya didn't hesitate. Just like zoom attack, zoom attack. Okay, take out the archer. Saykoya's just going in.
Oh wait, there was nothing below Koji. I remember something being below Koji. Why is there nothing below Koji?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Koji can't die. But yeah, I thought there was something there too.
Did he move it away?
Maybe.
Wow.
Either
Maybe he
way.
can't die. Can he get like trapped by wagon?
Well, the wagon can go there. I don't think that would trap Koji, but it could certainly be a major inconvenience. Dog crit to clear. Wow.
I think not putting something below. I guess no. Also leaving your sword. I guess he didn't see the balloon pike thing.
I
Oh, to
thought
be honest.
Derek had done this very well, but Saykoya immediately found a vulnerability and exploited it. Interesting, why there?
I think he did it as well as he could have. I didn't see the balloon pike either. Well, I wasn't looking for it, I guess.
Now, question is Saykoya's golem gonna smack Derek's golem? I would do it. I mean, you've dedicated this much.
Okay, so everything I said before was wrong. Turns out this didn't work tactically either.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Saykoya was
so
like, commentators, you don't know how to play. Let me show you how the world champion plays. Boom!
I mean, I'd say that normally I'd be able to see that, but I'm half dead again, which is why I'm commentating and not playing. Great, right? Ooh, he didn't. Okay, so I guess he's gonna hit the golem now, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, but it crits in return. Maybe you didn't want to hit the golem after all.
Why'd you hit it with the sword first?
Yeah. Maybe his sword would have crit anyway, or
Maybe,
it
yeah.
could. Yeah. So now it's like a lower crit.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a mistake there with the golem. Whatever happened.
Uh,
Maybe the archer shouldn't have struck first, or there's a couple things that could have gone down, but definitely that was a mistake. But wow, that attack. Like, that was a brutal attack by Saykoya. And the best part is, these pikes back up everything. You try to hit anything, the pikes can counterattack it. The archers can counterattack it. They're completely safe. Even if Koji dumps Groove, I don't know if you could salvage this. And on the
wait,
other
he
side
could
of the
just.
map, Saykoya's like, okay, I did my job, peace out.
He just fully moved back. Interesting. I mean, he doesn't have the units to fight, but I think he could have used Groove here, actually. It's just a delay.
Nah.
Just to
It would have
say,
been a waste. You'd be spending Groove to stall for one turn.
no, it's fine. You stall for more than one turn, and you say, I'm winning the other side. I'm winning the other side, and you can't leave this side because I'm going to take back that village too. That's actually something Math does, and he thinks it's like the most brilliant use, because usually when you do quote unquote defensive groove, it's bad. But in this case, because you're winning the other side, and it's a matter of time before you crash the other side. And like Derek, if you put groove on Greenfinger's side, it's like you can't push this side, you can't move your stuff away from this side, you can't win the other side without moving stuff to the other side, or even stabilize it. What do you do?
I think that hurts you in the long term, but there are different players, different styles, different strategies.
Well, Math considers it a brilliant use because it's usually horrible. So like when you do it and it works, it's brilliant, right? When you do it right. And I haven't managed to do it right yet, so maybe I'm still.
Well, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
All right, so
But I
it looks
think
like
this
the mage
causes
is
it.
killing the harpy. I mean, that was a pretty obvious move. And we see the golem switching over to try to help this situation.
Also, by the way, in the tactical situation before, um, what I didn't see the reason I didn't see the attack was just the pike balloon thing killing the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you need the golem to open the sword,
Right.
which means you lack the golem attack. And golem hitting a sword instead of having the golem hit anything else, or just stay back and not be in danger, um, is a huge difference. A
And that's
huge
one of the really
difference.
precise things about Saykoya, because that pike that killed the sword obviously wasn't in a balloon. Saykoya placed that the turn before to cover that particular tile. I've seen Saykoya do this. They put pikes in the perfect position, like they know what's going to happen in a few turns.
Okay, bombs coming. Will they kill the golem immediately? Or will they wall somehow? I don't think you can clear the mages and the archers, so the bombs can't wall. So you just kill the golem, I guess, yeah. So the golem is gonna die, but at the cost of Koji Groove.
Yeah, it's 200
Also,
groove charge.
is Koji like even alive there?
I don't know.
Depends, I guess. Let's see how this turn plays out.
Oh no. Oh no, there's a sneaky dog in this forest. RPG Master might not have seen that because they put their 5 sword there.
Healing it out of crit range, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's a little wonky. It's a little wonky there.
Yeah, you should have probably healed after attacking.
Uh-huh, yeah. For sure.
Or maybe he calculated that it's gonna be in crit range now. Nah, just kidding. I mean, it's gonna die too.
That's a good point. Maybe? No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
because it's just gonna die.
Yeah.
And I think I see from Saykoya is I was wondering how to use bikes correctly because I tried to, you know, push them forward with transports and then they die. So I guess what you want to do is like you feel bikes are a tanky unit, so you need to put them in front, but you actually want them behind to cover your other units. Even though they look tanky, they're also really big damage. That if a few get killed, gets crippled because you can't get crits anymore. So actually, even though they seem tanky, you want them. You don't want them frontlining. You want them on your second or third lines, just barely supporting the front line with nasty crits. Which is what Saykoya did here. You couldn't get to the pikes. You killed a lot of his other army, but now look, the pikes are left, and they're gonna get big damage.
Yeah.
And then their tankiness is gonna matter when
Mm-hmm.
Derek isn't gonna have stuff to kill them.
Yeah. Ooh, Archer crit chunking that golem. And if we look on the
Yeah.
right side of the map, you'll notice that Saykoya not using Groove was absolutely the right thing to do because 999 did not get anything that turn anyway. And now Saykoya can
Well,
save for tier 2.
the point about using Groove was that you could have stayed where you are. Now all of his stuff is way behind.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek moved his army away, and Saykoya can get like a big bonus because of that.
Mm-hmm.
If he had stayed around where he was but defended with Groove, uh, those two swords and the maids from Derek would not have been able to stand there.
Oh, I like that. Sacrificing the weak soldier to put the mage in crit range. And yeah, that's a fair
Ooh.
point, Mastro. That's a fair point. And maybe it would have distracted the golem and the knight, so they couldn't have joined this fight.
Yeah, or you punish them harder if they do join.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, still, Greenfinger now can go back and get the village. Maybe. Oh, yeah, well, he already has tier 2, actually. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Tier 2 is 8 range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Koji looks iffy. His survival is not guaranteed. Let's say that.
It doesn't look like Saykoya is going for that, though. They're just gonna take the village.
Not this turn, but like even next turn, he can just walk full move and trap Koji, depending on where Koji goes. So Koji needs to not only calculate his survival, which is already kind of hard to do. He has like nothing around him. Wait, can he even clear the maids?
Um.
Wait. How does Koji clear?
Yes. You can definitely clear
How?
the mage. The question is, How expensive is it going to be?
I guess you can like double heal your pike and your dog. Lose both your mages, and Koji goes into a wagon and runs away.
Yeah.
I think Saykoya has won this game. Yeah, this is over.
I mean,
Well,
Sequoia's
anyway,
up on economy, unit count, has tier 2 groove, while Koji has nil. Position, Koji has to flee. These two swords are gonna drop for sure.
well, yeah, everything dies. Everything except Koji dies, or Koji dies if he doesn't see the the suicide all your army and all your value to run Koji out.
And it's important to remember.
Ooh, okay, game's over.
Why did
Wagon move, game is over.
why did the wagon do that? Okay, maybe. No, it's not over. It's not over. We were just talking
think,
about how bad the attack, the retreat was, so Derek wants to attack instead. It's
I mean,
logical.
Derek never retreated. You're saying if, yeah, but like,
This is livable.
I
This is
guess
totally livable. Koji is not going to die here.
interesting. Yeah, no, he doesn't die. He doesn't die. No, this is way better than retreating.
Yeah, this is way better. We were counting Derek out, but Derek's proving us the fools here by making a move we didn't think of. All-out attack.
And he's playing it very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even consider retreating.
Why consider an option that loses you the game? That's some 300 IQ thought process right there from that 999. They're showing us how they got this far.
More
Really
like
good plays.
999 IQ, right?
Yes! 999 IQ.
Exactly. I mean, it's still mega lost. But it's not lost immediately, I guess, yeah. Okay, it was way more salvageable than I thought.
This was a really good attack. It's drawn Saykoya kind of into a quagmire battle.
Yeah, no. All the units from Derek's right side were able to join up. Which is what I thought grooving before would have prevented.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I might have to concede that you were right about that. If Saykoya had grooved there and pushed the position, maybe those units wouldn't have been able to join up.
But you can tier 2 now. It has 8 range, and you can cut some units off. You can cut the golem off, for example, right? Kill the knight? Well, okay, that's not happening anymore. He's just gonna retreat the side. But he can't retreat everything. That maid's just gonna die for it. He can take a pike with it.
Yeah.
Hmm. And now
This is actually
Saykoya's...
funny. We could see the mage go into the balloon and not come out, and then it can't be attacked.
Ooh. That's so funny. Actually true.
I mean, it could theoretically be if 999 wants to spend 600 gold on it.
Oh yeah, there's another maid. I mean, at that point you do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, this mage heals, and then this mage kills the balloon and everything inside. So it's kind of funny. If you put 500 gold worth of damaged units into the balloon, at what point does the attack become worth it?
Well, it's worth it for the unit count, right? It's always worth it.
Can we just appreciate how 999 would have lost that turn unless they made this exact attack?
Yeah, pretty much. And now it feels like Saykoya has more stuff. he's not doing anything with a lot of his stuff.
Right.
And I don't like it in that I don't like the map, right? Because it feels like when you have that side, when you're at where Seikoya is at on the right side, you can't really push much further because you're pushing very close to the racks in the tower. So basically, after that, you just dance to the other side. But
I play the map differently than you do.
mm,
There are other things you can do. And I think Saykoya is about to try to do a full front switch. Like,
which is the only thing you can do. That's what I'm saying. You can't push further. You can't push further once you're there, unless you're like extremely mega winning. I guess then you can.
oh sure, but like
It's a
once you
stalled
get to the
map.
left side, you're advancing. You know, you're going onto the stronghold at that point. So I consider that a forum of further in like the four-dimensional space of the game.
Yes, but that's like their strong side, I guess. So it's like when the dance goes wrong for one player, I guess the other player can advance. But that's not usually what happens. Well, no, usually what happens is somebody blunders, so I shouldn't say that.
And we just see this beautiful diagonal across the middle of the map right here.
I mean, it looks beautiful, but it really isn't. It's not like the classic diagonal front. The classic diagonal front is something like Headland, but like there are a bunch of villages on the
Ew.
diagonal.
Not headland. No, 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 no. This is a good diagonal because it's messy. It's raw. It's got the real war grooviness to it.
Actually, this is a lot simpler. Headland is way more complex, and it has like actual fighting exactly on the diagonal, like on the actual front.
Nah, 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 nah.
Here it's like kind of weird. Only 4 contested villages too.
Clearly, you can tell, our dear viewers, that I like this map and Maxtro likes headlands.
I mean, Headland isn't that amazing of a map, but this is just super stally. Like
It's
stally in
not.
theory, I guess,
There's
because
so much you can do.
well, there's so much you can do early, but after that, it's like
All right, so right now, Koji is very far extended, but it's fine because Saykoya's army is like in this loose little ribbon across the map, kind of making a question mark, as if to say, where are we going from here? This is like the loop of the question mark, I guess, and then the dot is this village. I don't know.
well, I guess I think Saykoya is thinking at this point. At this point, well, okay, whatever. I didn't win the game. I guess I'm just gonna go to time mode land.
What I like
Let's look at the
about Triple
clocks.
Nine is they could push for a win in this position.
Nah, I don't think that's reasonable. I don't think they can fight into Saykoya's tier 2. Well, let's see the clock. 26 for Derek. Is Saykoya gonna be like same, more, or much more?
And
We're
this
gonna
is
find
the
out.
like frustrating thing about playing against Saykoya. Saykoya doesn't try to end the game. Saykoya just keeps the game going. It's like Saykoya will try to win the game in the first 7 turns, but if they don't, they will put you in a position where you have the option of losing the game. But they won't try to win the game. It's kind of
31
like,
minutes.
yeah. Ooh, wagoning the commander on the defense there.
31 minutes sounds like ahead on the clock. That's a comfortable advantage. And does he still have... He doesn't have the unit count advantage anymore, though.
And that's really impressive when you think about it. RPG Master won that fight. I mean, we were saying, oh, Saykoya's got this. Oh, that was a brilliant attack. Oh, Saykoya was devastating. But Triple Nine won that fight. Like, they legitimately won that fight. They gained unit count from that fight.
They did pay Groove though, and Saykoya didn't use his. He had multiple ways to use it. He could have used it on his front, or he could have front switched CEO preemptively to attempt some kind of surround close to the end of the fight, killing Koji, which I think was possible. Or he could have used it like at the end, just moved and played tier 2 to stop the golem and the new stuff from advancing, and then killed the rest. Maybe again threaten Koji. Have time to maybe move his stuff there. Mm. Now it's all equal, but Sequoia has tier 2 for nothing, basically. The board is equal. Oh, but Koji has gotten so much groove since then. Ooh, he's almost a tier 1, even though it feels like he just used it.
Nah, it's because it's a 200 bar. It's a lot further than it looks. You need 70 charge to get that.
Yeah, but he's still more than halfway there, even though it feels like he just used.
That's true. That's true. Saykoya is going to end their turn with like a 3-minute advantage, which is pretty good. And this position, this right here, is what irks me about Saykoya's playstyle. Because Saykoya doesn't have any attacks on the board. That's a lie. Saykoya has like a night attack on this village with no way to cap. Like pecking attacks on villages that can just get retaken. Right? But like, Saykoya's not trying to win the game. Saykoya's not pushing to win the game. Saykoya's just stalling.
How would you push in this position? You can't really push. That's why I'm saying the map is like stally.
I think it's the player that's stalling. Derek has been pushing, and then Saykoya just sets up a wall with no intent to push whatsoever. Like, one thing Derek could do is set up a wall opposite Saykoya's wall and say, okay, fight me or I'll fight you, right?
And then he can lose. Because, he can't fight Sequoia.
Well,
if he engages, he's gonna lose.
build more units. I don't know.
And
Oh,
I
this isn't.
the only person who really attacked this game was Sequoia, by the way. I'm just saying, like when he went in on
Mhm.
Derek's army, Derek still controlled that area. That was an attack.
Okay,
Although I thought Derek
but
should have
Saykoya was
retreated.
winning. I mean, when Derek attacked first, the sacrificing swords in the left, that was Derek.
I guess. I count that as harass, but you can count it as an attack.
I consider
Sure.
harassment an attack because
It's
you're
semantics,
risking stuff to
whatever.
make progress.
Semantics, whatever. Okay, sure. But I'm saying Sequoia kind of tried his attack and it fizzled out.
Hmm.
It's like it's super hard to attack here unless your opponent blunders. Again, you can always attack if your opponent blunders, but if they play solid, it feels like it's so hard to make progress if
Hmm.
both sides are equally massed and stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, Derek is retreating way too far. I don't agree with this. Now Sequoia will make progress.
Yeah.
And whenever I say something, the opposite happens right after. I swear, I'm talking about the map, okay? The players just play wrong, okay? No, not my fault. Not my fault. Just bad. Or sometimes good when they see tactics I don't, right?
No, I got to agree with you though. I think that was a little bit of an overreaction. Though I will say you don't want to be fighting on your weak side. You want to be on your stronger side in the late game. So I think Derek is moving towards a better position. But
I mean, when you've got so many units, strong side is where your army is. So, like,
well, no, your strong side is where you have the tower and the racks, and you can push into your opponent's stronghold.
well, why is that your strong side? Because you produce, like, more units from there. But at this point, the units you already have on the board are way more than the units you're going to be producing the following turns.
Yeah,
So,
Sequoia
like,
found the crit. That's why I was saying oh no before. Because
yeah.
this mage does not cover this knight, so the harpy gets a free crit.
Oh, Maze doesn't even cover it? I assumed that he moved the knight there because the Maze was covering it.
Nope.
Nope, just did that. Fine, I guess.
It's a bit of a blunder
3.
by 999 there. That's going to give Saykoya a pretty big advantage.
That's quite a bit of value, yeah. Can he afford to send the Sworder to finish it off? Nah, it'll probably die. Did you waste a full health sword for like a 1 health knight? That's an interesting question.
That's a good
The body,
question. Yeah.
it's like minus 40 value, 1-for-1 body, but you could say that the body of the knight is worth a bit more than the body of the sword. Because the sword can only be healed to a full sword, the knight can be healed to a full knight. That's okay, he does it.
Yeah. Saykoya was persuaded.
And that's a lot of decaps this turn. Because Derek moved too far.
Well, this is interesting. Saykoya's not grabbing the village. Basically
Yeah,
saying, I don't think I can hold it. I'm just going to give you free groove. Not going to do that.
yeah, now they're doing the dance, but I think Derek steps too quickly on like his retreating side of the dance because his attacking side of the dance, let's say, his capturing side of the dance is a bit far.
Yeah.
And so it looks like Saykoya is gonna go plus economy from this round.
Yeah. For those who don't know, on this side, 999, the blue player, is attacking, trying to take these villages back. That's what we mean by the dance. Kind of leaving these villages to take these villages, while Saykoya is leaving these villages to take these villages. The problem is Saykoya did it a bit faster, so Saykoya left this more quickly and is attacking here more quickly. So Saykoya is going to have a little bit of an advantage. That's what we're saying.
TLDR,
Maybe
Saykoya
999.
is the better dancer.
Yeah, Saykoya is the better dancer, basically. Just slightly better dancer.
Well, so far, Derek might outdance him later, right?
Yeah, yeah. The song plays on.
The knight is still young.
Oh my
23 minutes left.
goodness! This is the first time in the history of the game, I think, we've legitimately, earnestly, without irony or by doing it on purpose, described a game of Wargroove as dancing!
True.
That's gotta be a thing now!
Exactly. We need more music terms and dance terms.
I mean, we already have sharp attacks, right? I guess we gotta start calling bad attacks flat. Tempo? Oh my goodness, we're always talking about tempo! I mean, it was right there the whole time. This is a dance, clearly.
I guess.
DDR Sue's Chucklefish. That was a joke, by the way. These are completely different games.
Ooh, and Derek actually not exactly dancing. Going for some weird steps. Decapping the lumber mill.
Oh, Genelia, I apologize. I did not see your comment until just now. I'm sorry. No, this is not Test Your Metal. This is the World Qualifiers. This is the first qualifiers for the World Tournament for Wargroove 2. So the
Yes,
top
this
four
is
players from this can participate in the World Tournament, but your ranking in this depends on your seeding. So that whoever wins this bout will be the top seed player in the World Tournament, which gives
and
you
the
the
loser
theoretical
will be
advantage of.
Sid 2.
No, say again, Master.
And the loser will be Sid 2.
Right, the loser will be seed 2 because this is the finals of the qualifiers. So and the advantage of being top seed is you play the lowest seed. So your first match in the tournament will theoretically be easier, though in reality we're not quite sure it's going to work out that way.
So we're gonna run 4 Wargroove Opens, which are the qualifier events. And from each one, 4 players are gonna qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're gonna fight for seeds. So from this qualifier, The winner of this set will be seed 1, the loser will be seed 2, and then there's gonna be a third and fourth place match between who was it? Skyro and Sparky? Yeah, and that's gonna determine third and fourth seeds. And then the same is gonna happen for the next qualifier, which has already started. Because the people who've won this one, the top 4 seeds, obviously cannot play in the other qualifiers. So so Derek is gonna be delayed because he doesn't have units close to the far off corner village. It's gonna take a couple more turns to flip it, but in return he has hit the lumber mill.
Yeah.
And with everything to support it, he might be able to but he won't flip the lumber mill fully, but he might be able to keep it decapped for a couple of turns too.
But it's more than that. If you look at that knight and count 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we get a tile in front of the stronghold.
Nah, there's no attack yet. There's nothing else.
Well, I don't know. We got a question from Vane Wombats. When does the World Tournament start? I don't know. Is it sometime this summer? When were the qualifiers expected to finish by?
I think the main tournament will be around July, August. It should start somewhere in July.
Right, so about 9 months after the game came out. That's not bad.
It is a bit late, but we had a bunch of bugs.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, the game came out.
Yeah.
You got to give folks time to practice and prepare and fight before.
It's mostly been about the bugs, to be honest.
All right, but if we lived in a world where there weren't bugs, I still think it would be around the same time.
Maybe.
Whoa!
Going in. That's fair, because Saykoya has too few units on his defensive front. So it's hard to actually defend it. So instead he's attacking.
Is
Speaking
Wolfar
of
still
tempo,
OP? Wolfar is probably one of the most widely banned commanders, but not permabanned. I think currently Pistol, Valder, and Emmerich are permabanned in the next qualifier, the one after this one. And Wolfar is looking at getting a nerf soon.
Pistol is not banned because of her strength. She's arguably worse than Wolfar. Or around the same level. But she's bagged.
I maintain that Pistol is the strongest commander, but...
No, Pistol is not even close to Valder, come on. Even if you think she's stronger than Caesar, which I disagree with, but it could be true on some maps, so if you've been playing most of those maps, it could be a reasonable thought. She's not anywhere near Valder. Valder kills her for free. I swear, I'll play any amount of games with you. Valder just builds a billion swords.
You only get one turn. Alright. Well, we can
you
argue
have
about
one turn
commander
where
balance another time. You've discovered that the secret to getting everyone to argue on one of these is just to say anything about commander balance.
Yes, I know.
Deserved
I
nerf,
also
though.
like
Wolfar is broken on certain maps. Yeah, I think a lot of folks want Wolfar to be nerfed. Alright, back to the game. I'm sorry.
But yeah, anyway, let's see. Oh, before we go back to the game, actually, very quickly, my top tier COs.
No, we've got to go back.
Give me a second.
We're commentating the World Tournament, Mastro. Come on.
Now we're commentating the qualifier that barely means much, to be honest.
After the match, we can talk about balance, alright?
Okay, fair. But Valder is best CO by far and Pistol isn't.
Alright, so I said before Saykoya doesn't attack. But Saykoya is attacking right now. Saykoya has taken the center of the map, killed a 4 health dog with a massive golem, and is in position to just actually hit the stronghold with Greenfinger tier 2 vines. Saykoya is threatening GG. Saykoya went from, this game can take as long as it needs to I'm threatening a win now.
I think it's the correct steps to the dance because of the way Derek stepped.
Hmm.
Saykoya had to step this way, or he was threatened with, falling behind because he can't really protect his own lumber mill. And defending feels bad. You can need to mirror, so he mirrored. You can look how it feels like the armies are sort of mirrored, right?
Yeah, yeah. Saykoya saw that Derek was going to be in that position in a turn, so Saykoya did it
Yeah.
first and kind of took a step ahead.
Yeah, Saykoya is a good dancer. Told you guys.
Saykoya is a really
Yes.
good dancer.
And so now Derek thought, I'm delayed getting that corner village, so I'll just hit the lumber mill. So while I should be behind in the dance, I'm gonna actually be ahead. And Seikoya is like, aha, then I take your lumber mill too. And you're more behind. Because now you never get that village because you can't spare the army to go there. Because now we're gonna fight.
Yeah, fighting while you don't have groove and Greenfinger has tier 2 groove, that is never a position you want to be in.
And he keeps his village forever. Or you send something there. But you can't send a knight there, no knight is in position. So what do you send? A golem there? I guess you can retreat that further up knight. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Mastro's talking about this village here. Because remember, 999 never took it back. And the only thing that can really damage it is this golem, or you'd have to send like 2 dogs and a sword. It's really awful to try to take this village back without a dedicated unit. So the fact that Saykoya is attacking right now, Mastro was saying, is giving Saykoya a big eco advantage by pulling the army this way.
Okay, and Derek doesn't want to dance with Saykoya anymore. He broke the dance. He's just watching. And we're gonna see how that works. Looks like there's gonna be some kind of gear. And for this fight, somebody's gonna have tier 2 groove and somebody's not gonna have tier 2 groove. Derek is probably gonna get tier 1 though, so Saykoya should be careful with Greenfinger. Greenfinger could very, very easily just perish.
Ooh, Golem into a mage into Golem. That's an interesting attack. It's not efficient, but it does weaken the Golem, which is something. Yeah.
Yeah, makes Golem walking into Golem wars and doesn't allow Golem to go for some one-shots, I guess. But Greenfinger is gonna play tier 2 now. Ooh, another mage white Golem. Don't know about that.
Well, Saykoya doesn't really have a lot of air on the field right now, so the mages might as well do something useful.
I guess. And they can still play heals no matter how low they are. And their heals are gonna get more value if they're injured and in them, so.
And now we see the evil genius of Saykoya at full display. 999 is spending so much time repositioning their army, right? Going over to the other side of the map, thinking about how to place everything. And meanwhile, Saykoya is like, ha ha ha, my clock is getting further and further ahead of yours, and I can just drop vines and laugh next turn.
And look, to stop Saykoya's attack, Derek abandoned everything else he was doing. Like, I'm even looking at the left corner. The dog can just flip this village, the 11 village,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and nothing can happen to it.
Yep.
It's just doing it for free. And it's those small things. Saykoya wouldn't let that happen to him. Saykoya would have kept like some minor defense, like 2 units in range to hit a dog. Goes for that. Yeah.
And it's clear to see, Saykoya is not getting to the stronghold. Saykoya is not going to win this fight. Saykoya is not even going to fight this fight. Saykoya just started this fight to force Derek to fight here, not go
I
for
think
these
he's gonna
villages
fight.
and waste a lot of time.
I think he's gonna fight. I don't think he's gonna go all in, but I think he's gonna pick up some units
Mhm.
and then press tier 2 and say, ha ha, you can't play the game now.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what Saykoya is going to do. But Saykoya is not fighting to kill the HQ. Saykoya is fighting to win a fight
Yeah.
and then back off.
Also, there's gonna be a vine where that golem is, and that vine is gonna kill both of those mages. And the sword. A single vine is gonna do that.
This is interesting. Do vines damage buildings?
Oh no, I think they do, but well, like actually, that mage got killed by the dog now, so that's not what's gonna happen after. But surely he grooves now, right?
Yeah, of course.
And the mage and the sword will die to the groove.
What's surprising me
But
is Saykoya didn't use the archers at all.
yeah, and it doesn't really seem like he's gonna have a good spot to use them from now. Oh, we're gonna see after the groove drops.
Yeah.
Oh, sword survived this?
Oh, they don't damage buildings.
Ooh, they don't? I thought they
Yeah.
did. Well, okay. Well, guess what the archer's gonna do?
Yeah.
And that golem took lots of damage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the golem alone took almost 550 gold worth of damage. Maybe 500. What's that? I can't do the math. Might be a little less, but still a lot.
Oh, hitting the harpy with his harpy. Is he gonna finish it with the mace?
The mage can't reach it. Because Saykoya moved it to protected by mountains on all sides. The mage can't reach it.
Wait, no, I'm talking about like the right where harpy hit harpy.
Yeah, the mage can't reach it.
Huh?
999's mage can't reach the harpy on the right side.
I was talking about Saykoya's mage and on Derek harpy. Was he gonna hit it for groove? But no.
Ah, gotcha.
I guess the mage would have died in return.
You see the wagon coming in to bring a third archer into the fight. I wonder if Saykoya is going to drop a heal on the golem. Nope. Well, we've said this before, but this is looking very good for Saykoya.
Well, he's like up 5 minutes.
5 minutes, including the vines. The unit count is like plus 16, 300 eco.
Wait, the unit count is that different?
Oh, yeah. Look at the unit count. 50 to 33 right now, so plus 17.
But yeah, it's the eco and the vines and some units last turn. Is there anything to do here for Derek? It's not as bad as it looks on the board, but when you combine the board with the clock, then it's as bad as it looks.
Like, I'd say even if you took every village off the map and didn't give any players any more gold, the fact that these vines will continue to do damage and block every turn, unless you kill them, is insane. Like, Greenfinger's tier 2 is what a tier 2 should be. It's, I feel like Greenfinger was actually really well balanced for the tier 1, tier 2 stuff. Because your tier 1 is useful, it does something, but it has weaknesses. Your tier 2 is awesome, worth saving for, and it gives you these cool advantages.
Is that golem just hit 1 health vine?
Yeah.
That's a loss. Nah, this is unsalvageable now. This golem's dead.
I would have really liked to have seen, if it were possible, Derek to try to clear that 9 pike. Because if you could have cleared that 9 pike somehow, you could have Koji bombed both golems and Greenfinger at the same time. But I don't know if that was doable.
Nah, there's no way you can get through everything. And maybe? No, what clears? Could the archer reach it? Could you even clear the...
But either way, there are still 4 vines on the board. Alright, Derek was forced to drop heals. They didn't really do any damage to Saykoya's troops, not much. Their timer is ticking. This is the oppressive power of Saykoya with Greenfinger right here. It just chips away at your army until you got nothing left. And look, just to knock down this village, Mastro, the one you were talking about, took half a dog, a third of a flamingo, and a harpy died.
That's why knights are good.
Mm-hmm. We see someone in chat. Only way to win is pull a sneaky dragon classic commander kill.
Yeah, that's why Saykoya is 3 lines deep. 4 lines, actually, if you count the vines.
Yeah.
Can't kill him.
I don't think I could kill Saykoya under these circumstances. I don't think anyone can. It's too strong. Those vines are, and that's I think Greenfinger is also a really good counter to Koji.
I guess.
Because what's Koji hate? Koji hates when you have a line that stops the bombs. What does Greenfinger do? Produces an extra one of those and makes it harder for you to get groove and advances while getting groove to get more groove. Like, Greenfinger just slams Koji.
By the way, I was saying before when you were talking about CO balance and saying that Greenfinger is really well balanced, I was talking about balanced space front and told him I think Greenfinger is ideal. I want every CO to be like Greenfinger. I think he is the standard of balance for Wargroove 2. And he's like, no, he's too strong. And I'm like, well, I want COs to be strong, right? I don't want them to be super broken like Falder. But like Greenfinger is great. He's really strong, but he's nothing extremely overtuned, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not crazy.
I could see an argument that Greenfinger is overtuned. Like, the fact that you can use groove to get groove, and there isn't really a lot of counterplay for the tier 2. But I think that before nerfing Greenfinger, I would buff everyone else to Greenfinger's level and see what that looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that would be ideal. Yeah, not risking a unit there. Just gonna do more damage with the vine.
What buffs would
And
make
look,
hideout units viable? They're already viable. The thieves are debatable. Thieves are debatable. But that's more of a map thing. But yeah, rifles are already good.
gonna kill the dog? Yeah, I expected that. Although probably your screen happened before I said it.
Yeah.
But when I said the heal, that's what I thought. Yep, clear that village too. Oh yeah, this is
just doing as much damage. Oh, it takes it too! Wow. Saykoya getting value out of every last unit. Look, every unit on the board right now is part of this attack. Every single unit. And I was saying Saykoya didn't attack.
Derek just couldn't fight. Oh, immediately resigns.
There's the surrender. Yep. GG. Wow.
Double score.
And Saykoya is showing once again why they are the world champion.